Greetings, salutations, how's everybody doing? Sorry if I don't look my best, I was very sick this morning. So yeah, I'm not at 100%. Let's talk about a Italian film called Lady Frankenstein. So Baron Frankenstein's daughter and assistant slash her lover continue her father's experiments and attempt to rebuild his legacy after he is killed by his psychotic murderous first monster. I'm gonna say this, like, I've seen so many Frankenstein movies that, you kind of get the gist of the ideas of what they're going, like, like, say, oh, man tries to say, hey, he's gonna try and help with society, creates a monster, and in a way, that monster ends up being his or her, outdoing. And I kind of like the fact, one thing that makes this film a bit different, though, is that, like, yes, the look for the monster, it can be rather, like, cheesy, I would say. At the same time, I'm gonna say, well, this is the most different, like, look for him. And the thing that makes this, I think the thing that makes this film different isn't the fact, you have, like, the daughter of Frankenstein, who is, like, at the beginning of it, she is really, like, she's a doctor, she's also a surgeon, all that. It's during a time when folks are just, like, say, no, you can't do that, blah, 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 and all that. So I kind of like that idea, like, the character is trying to go against the grain and be who she wants to be with it, like, a thing she loves. One thing that the film does, like, after the monster kills her father, she wants to try to create her own monster.
No, Charles. There's only one solution. To create a second creature.
You'll be creating another monster?
Not a monster. An executioner. Our creature will kill my father's murderer.
No, it's impossible. Even if you found the right brain, your creature, despite the superhuman strength induced by the lightning.
To try to go after it. Yeah, I did notice that there was a sequence that was kind of, at least I think it was a callback to callback to the original Frankenstein, like where he throws her into the pond. Like a woman into a pond. I do have to say that I think it's kind of interesting. She used two individuals to create her like, monster. In this case, she uses the body of a young man who seems to have interest in her, who has a bit of mental trouble. However, what she does is she takes the brain of the the Baron's assistant. She takes his brain and put it in the guy who's basically, in a way, the bit of the muscle, in a way. So yeah, that kind of works. And I was kind of a little bit surprised by this, like, when she's trying to create him, she basically says, like, say, okay, we're gonna have some fun time. So that's how it happens. They knock the guy out, and then yeah, they knock him out. And yeah, I think that basically just like say, okay, we're just gonna suffocate him with the pillow, okay? This seems to like like to be similar to what you would have seen in a Hammer horror film because it seems to be getting its vibes from it. At the same time, I kind of thought, okay, the film ends in a way that makes sense. The monster is defeated. However, at the end of it, the lady basically she ends up getting um killed by her own creation. Mostly because the monster had basically told her, like, hey, we need to kill this monster. We should not be creating our own monster for this. But she's like, say, no, I must succeed when my father failed and all that and all that. So yeah, it's a fairly interesting one, I would say. Especially, I mean, I tried to finish watching this when I was like just exhausted and just kind of not trying to puke my guts out. But yeah, see you next time.